it's Alyssa with EJ Art Studio. This video has been a long time coming. I am finally here to talk about the mural that I'm painting on my bedroom wall. I had a video that kind of foreshadowed this, and I said that this video would be coming out shortly. Not sure how long ago it was exactly that I said that. But we are finally here today. So essentially I have 16 hours, I think, of footage on the mural right now. So we're not going to go through all 16 hours because that would be kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm going to be going through select bits, talking a little bit about the process that went behind it, and each of the steps involved. From where I'm sitting right now, I can actually see the mural, and it's about 2/3 of the way done. So there will hopefully be a part 2 video that comes out within the next 4 years. But until then, I wanted to get this video out, show you guys what the process has been like so far. And like I said, there's 16 hours of footage, so we won't be looking at all of that. We'll just be kind of skipping through. But yeah, without further ado, let's take a look. All right, so starting off here, the first part that I didn't get on camera was outlining this whole thing with a graphic pencil. I had found a reference photo and then just quickly drew it out on my wall. Was pretty excited at this point, just having this actually visualize on the wall once I had that outline down. And then the next step was to put in the black. Looking back, I probably could have started with the maroon and then painted the black over. In the end, it didn't really matter. But from a, critical artist perspective, critiquing my own self a year ago. Wow, that was a year ago. That might have been oh boy. That was last summer or 2 summers ago that I was working on this. So this just goes to show how long of a process this has been. Anyway, if I were doing that again today, I would probably have started with the maroon, but on something that big, it probably didn't matter that I started with the black. But anyway, after that, I started to go in with some white dots, which I was really excited about because you get black on, okay, that looks cool, I see where this is going, and then you fill in the white, and it started coming alive for me already, even though there really wasn't much there. Then I moved on to the maroon, and this color that I have is not what I'm going to finish with. Definitely not. It's way too dark, way too purple. But it gave me a start, and I can always layer over it, which is what I did many, many, many times. I painted, it'd be interesting to count the layers. I just painted over this and over this so much, layering, changing things, trying to get the right effect. But yeah, as you see, as the next, several videos in this project are just me working on that upper half of the wing, changing, playing around with the colors, layering over and over to try to get detail, depth, that kind of thing. So I'll end up just kind of skipping through that because that was a lot of video just on that top section of the wing. And then I end up moving down to the bottom of the wing, just starting off with kind of that light pinky color. I knew it would be lighter than the top of the wing. Again, I don't have to get the first layer right with the color because I can always layer over that many more times. But yeah, so I changed that color a bit and then outline where the black lines are going to go on that bottom wing. And also, I started on the flower. Funny thing with the flower, I started off with yellow, as you have probably noticed. And I did not finish with yellow. I did not like the way that the yellow was playing with, I think it was the wall color or the trim or both. I did not like that in our room. Didn't think that was going to work. So I changed it. I painted over with white, and I start working on the body of the body of the monarch here, in between. And I changed that to blue, which I'm still not totally sold on the blue. We're going to see how this goes. I think the petals, it's, they were really tough, when I was working on them, and I still do not know how I'm going to fix them because they don't look great right now. But, so the body of the monarch, we've got basically just paying close attention to the shapes that are in the reference photo, because if you just put a bunch of white dots on the body, and this goes for the rest of the butterfly, the wings, there's a lot of white dots happening here. If you just do dots that look the same shape, same size, you're going to just have a polka dotted butterfly that looks pretty flat. But to give it dimension, you want to show that the head, is facing down, and then you've got the body that kind of has these grooves and this shape. You gotta pay close attention to what's happening in your reference photo. If the dots are bigger, just watch the size, watch the shape, watch the direction that they're going, because that does a lot to give you the shape of the butterfly, help it to look three-dimensional. And same with the wings. There's a little bit of folding that happens on the wings, or at least just some texture and shape that I wanted to try to capture. And to do that, I had to be pretty careful about watching the shapes of those dots. So, moving on from dots, I spent a lot of time working on this flower, and like I said, it is still not in a very good place. I'm probably going to keep the color, but a lot of work needs to be done on making those look realistic and not horribly flat and floppy, and I don't even know how to describe that. I don't like how they look right now, but that's okay. It's a work in progress. It's interesting to show the painting process halfway done, because usually I don't do that. Usually you look at the project when it's done so that you can be proud of it, and so I'm kind of showing this right in the middle, so you're going to see all of the ins and outs of the not always pretty process of getting there, which I think is probably comforting, because I know I tend to feel stressed out if I get stuck in the middle of a project and it's just at a really ugly stage, which I think this isn't at a really ugly stage. The flower is at a really ugly stage. I keep harping on the flower. I'm not a big fan of the flower, guys. So the butterfly itself is pretty good right now. I think the bottom wing needs a lot of work with the shading and stuff, but the flower is really bugging me. So, but there are ugly stages, and the great thing about watercolor is that you can just keep painting over, as I have described. In this process, I have painted over and over and over and over it. So many layers on this guy. So, after a lot of that work on the flower, I think really from there, I just went up to, or focused on the bottom wing, and I really like how getting the bottom wing kind of brought the whole thing to life, because doing that and adding the shading there really helped to make it look more finished, which, like I said, not finished yet. The butterfly still has a lot of work to do, but mostly it is on the flower, as I have said many times. But yes, so finishing up the bottom half of the wing just involved watching where the shadows fell in the picture. My reference photo that I originally chose didn't have a lot of depth on the bottom wing, and I really wasn't liking how it was looking so flat. So I actually pulled in another picture that had a lot more shadows going on, and I tried to pull from that to make it look more three-dimensional. So yeah, I've used a combination of pictures here. Actually, I'm 3 off the top of my head that I have been using, or that I did use pretty... I used them very significantly. Without the pictures, it would have looked a lot different. So yeah, I kind of combined 3 pictures for this now that I'm thinking about it. And I know I looked at a lot more pictures than that too. But with the stage that it's at now, I combined 3 pictures was using them pretty dependently. And yeah, so at this point, going forward, now that I've given kind of a synopsis of the process that's gone into this, going forward, other than completely finishing the flower, which is the most obvious thing, I gotta put in a stem, which really should not take that long. Honestly, I could probably do that in half an hour, maybe, probably. Put on a stem, that's pretty straightforward. Also, fixing the shading on the bottom wing. One of the sections down there looks more purple than the others. The others, I don't know if the shading is quite working there. But yeah, so I got to balance that out on the bottom wing. The top wing, I think, is pretty much done. I think. I might want to revisit those white spots. Not sure if I'm a fan of those. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of... Oh, also legs and antenna. That would be kind of important. I need to get those on this guy. But other than that, so there's a lot that I need to work on. But other than that, I'm basically done. yeah, mostly I think the most time consuming is going to be redoing the petals and figuring out what I'm going to do for the center of that flower. I have obviously a bunch of reference photos, so I'll probably just copy what they did for that flower. Although the middle looks like it's going to be challenging to me, so we'll see how long that takes. But anyway, that's kind of where it's at. It's been a great process so far, but like I said, it's been procrastinated on for a very long time now. So I'm glad to get this video out, so I'm making progress again, making me think about it again and see what needs to be done. And so, like I said, hopefully I get out a part 2 video within the next few years. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the butterfly mural and how it's come together so far. And yeah, so thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Hopefully not in 4 years.